Welcome, guys, back to Kind of Hot, Kind of Healthy. This is a podcast of one. This is the podcast of one today. Ali is out of commission. It is 8:27 p.m. sharp. Sharp. Why am I podcasting at 8:27 p.m. sharp? I have just been on this next level energy of like, oh my God, like so many things I want to talk about, tell you guys about. And I was like, I sometimes it's just like literally doing it when you have the motivation energy. I was going to do this on Thursday and then life was happening. Then all day today, I had my yearly gyno appointment and I was like, that's gonna take some time. Especially living in the city now, I had to find parking and then I had to find the hospital. I was like, what? And I literally got lost and I was supposed to be there at 2:15. I didn't get there till 2:25. My appointment was at 2:30. We prevailed. We prevailed. The appointment was actually quite quick and semi-painless. So we prevailed on that front. Am I opening my phone right now because Instagram's not loading my stories? There we go. Now they can finish loading. So there are actually a number of things I want to talk about. I polled you guys on Instagram and asked a couple options of what you want me to talk about today, since Allie's out of commission, busy doing Allie things. And I was like, you know what? It's gonna be a hodgepodge. I had been watching a lot of Brittany Broski, the Broski Report. I am infatuated. Also, I should probably know if you are totally new here, this is the very first episode you're ever listening to. Welcome. I'm one half of the team. Typically, we have very structured episodes. We're talking about this, talking about things on This Week in Pop. We're talking about hot girl health tips. This is gonna be like a totally solo episode where I have a list of things, a list of grievances, a list of grievances, however you say it. Allie's not here to correct my mispronunciation, but a list of things to talk about. And I'm so inspired with the Broski Report. Like I love everything about her. I love how free she is. I love how she talks about random stuff. This episode is inspired by Brittany Broski. So we're gonna talk about those things today. The first thing I want to talk about is my infatuation with a Silken Wolfhound. We're going to talk about some beauty standard things too, because this is a health podcast. But I have just such an infatuation with Silken Wolfhounds. I don't know if anyone has seen, there's like a family that has like 3 or 4 different ones in them. And I wish I could find the Instagram. Maybe we'll put it up here, but love them. Love them. I don't own a dog. I can't own a pet. I can't even own a reptile in my apartment. Maybe I could own a fish. I don't know. I am so infatuated with Silken Wolfhounds. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. I need one. I need one in like a white color, like a cream, or like maybe a white cream color, something like that. I'm obsessed with them. I want one. I need one. Eventually, maybe I'll have one. Okay. I literally just told this story on my close friend story, but and you're probably not going to see it, but I need to know from the listener, I need to know from you guys. We'll put a poll on this on our TikTok. If a guy is married, okay, when should he be telling you he's married when you're like hitting on them? I need to know. Like when should they be telling you? Because realistically, they should be telling you that like from the actual get-go. Like, oh, my wife, oh, my kids, oh, I have this, or oh, my family. Like, I feel like they should really be telling you that from the get-go. Also, if you need a line to pick someone up, right? To talk to someone, to kind of like make that move, right? To like you guys go on a date. If you're into coffee, like me, and if they're not into coffee, and if they're into something like alcohol, you're not into that. So basically, if you have some different things that you like to do, take this line. Steal it from me. Make sure to put a citation that you got it from me. Go up to them when you're like in mid conversation and say, hey, so when are we gonna go out but not get coffee and not get drinks? It's kind of funny. I think it's funny. My sister said it was a good line. I thought it was a great line. He stumbled and was like, paused, and then told me he was married. So, that's what I get for shooting my shot with a man. Done with that. But steal that line. Say, hey, when are we going to go out and not get X and also not get Y? And they should answer. If they don't say, if they say never, then sorry. If they say, I'm married, double sorry. But oh my God, another thing from the Broski report I was absolutely loving is like how I mean, I'm watching like obviously not in order because she has so many episodes, but how like she goes from yearning for a man and then she goes to like, not I hate men, but like I'm so over men. Preach it. There are so many times like I was telling my client about what happened. And I was like, maybe I'm just like looking for a rush, looking to feel something. And she's like on dating apps. And she's like, I promise you, Maddie, there's nothing out there. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a feeling of despair going back on the apps. I was talking to another friend, and she also had the same similar experience where go talk to a man, and if she finds out like a year later, he's married. Yes, he's married. So I don't know. That was very disappointing. My thoughts and feelings are that I will not be shooting my shot again with someone in public like that, because that did not go where I had wanted it to. It did not go into a place that was that was good. Sorry to that family, God's sakes. That was the second thing I want to talk about. What I also want to talk about is the beauty standards. I had this crash out, kind of back to dating. I had this crash out around my birthday. So my birthday is 2 days after Valentine's Day. And it's always been like I'm really annoying because when you're dating someone and or married, it's like the days just get lumped together. Like, why can't I have my own separate holiday from Valentine's Day? Hate that. Also, growing up, 100% would have birthday parties and we would get snowed in and no one would show up to my birthday party. Also, terrible. Like, I'm just trying to have a birthday and my friends can't come because it's snowy. It's snowing. We're snowed in. So that was disrespectful. That was really sad on that front that that happened. But so it was Tuesday before I went to Mexico and the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, which was on Saturday. And I was grocery shopping because I was staying with my parents. So when I got back from Mexico, I literally had all my stuff ready to go. I didn't need to go grocery shopping. And so I grocery shopping and there was all this Valentine's Day stuff. And then I just like got hit with like all this grief. It's not my first Valentine's Day alone. The first one was tough, but I think I just got hit with all this grief because anytime I'm back at my parents' house, I'm significantly closer to my ex-husband's house. And I don't think it's that I miss him. I think I miss having like close relationship like that. I don't miss him. I miss the relationship of having someone like that. So I'm feeling all the feels. I'm like, it's okay. And I think that night we had family dinner and we were celebrating me and my dad's birthday together because his is a couple days before mine. And it was actually the next day. And we're having dinner, we're eating, and I'm struggling. I was on the struggle bus. When I say on the struggle bus, I was on the struggle bus. And then at dinner, I basically start crying. And like I didn't want to cry. I'm trying to I am doing so much better with expressing and feeling and showing emotions. Um, but yes, I did cry. And my parents were just like, "What's wrong?" And it's just like it was sad. I'm not gonna start crying now. This is gonna be an episode where I start crying. I'm just gonna let it go. It's gonna be what it is. But I think my 29th birthday was quite literally one of the hardest days of my life. And I think back a few months ago to when I was dating eBay man and it felt like I was coming back to a normal type of if what I thought was a healthy relationship, but was not a healthy relationship. Not so much it was toxic, but like it just wasn't he wasn't in the position to actually be dating me and like I did not need to be taking on the burden of what he had going on. And so a couple months ago, like before everything happened with him, I was thinking like, oh, the holidays are going to be so fun. They turned out to not be fun. in my birthday, and it's gonna be so much better than my 29th birthday. And here I am, my 30th, with my parents, which is great, not with my sister, which I wanted to be. And like I'm alone again. It's like you're not alone, but you're alone. It's like you're craving that connection. And I have so many more girlfriends that I've been making, and that's been really fun. I love that. But like sometimes you just really do want that love from someone else. And it's just like, okay, reminding yourself you can give yourself that. But like I cried like a baby. I was just hoping my 30th was going to be different. And it wasn't. It is so much different than my 29th birthday. So much different. Such in a different spot with my career, with my life, with so many things. But it was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was really tough for me. And, my parents were there for me, which is great. So fast forward now, it is Valentine's Day. I'm with my family in Mexico. My birthday's on Monday. And I kind of was having like a similar crash out, except like I didn't feel comfortable like crying in front of them. And then Monday, because of my computer crashed. It's an old computer, and then it came, and I opened Zoom up, and it goes finish converting to save. I was like, thank God, because I don't know how long that was, but that was something. So back into the depression mode. I honestly can't remember the exact spot I landed at. But yeah, so we were feeling depresso. I'm with my family, and next year's gonna be better. Next year's gonna be better. I promise you that. So glad that converted because God bless. It's still going. It's fine. So I want to talk about beauty standards a little bit because I was freaking out talking to my sister because turning 30, like your face changes. And you know what? This actually had me thinking a little bit kind of not sympathy for Tyra Banks and America's Next Top Model, but it had me feeling a certain type of way. It definitely did because, and I'm blanking here as I'm trying to think of this, the best eloquently way to say this. Like, I think about the fitness industry, and this is kind of like, this is the health side of things here where, body positivity was so big. Loving your body at every shape was so big in size. And then it went like way too far to where people were like really out of shape, not taking care of themselves, calling it body positivity, yada, yada, yada. And, I never worried about wrinkles. I never worried about those things because I do so many things for my health. But that stuff's starting to show up, and it was kind of scary. And I was like, oh my God, like my face is aging. Oh my God, like I I'm aging. And I think it had, and this will tie back into Tyra Banks somewhere here after watching the America's Next Top Model documentary. It kind of had me feeling a certain type of way because when I first cut my hair, I feel like I feel like I kept long hair because it kept this young like look of having long hair. And I was afraid to cut it because I felt like if I cut it, then I'm like aging myself. And then I finally cut it, and I've had it like a bajillion. Like I need a new cut soon from someone who's not going to botch my hair. If you know, you know. But then I cut my hair, and I kind of feel like I don't think I would ever get. I don't know if I would get face like work done. I don't know if it's even needed because there's so much stuff you can do with fascia and massaging. But it's kind of like I feel like we are so pressured to look young, to be fucking like to have like be a naked mole rat, like a seal with no hair, to always play this younger role. And guys can just age. Guys can just age. They can get gray hair, they can get sun wrinkles, they can age. Us, no. We have to look 20 forever. Now I'm 30. That's kind of scary. It's not scary. It's beautiful because when I think about when I was 21, when I was 20, how sick I was. Like, I think about how sick I was. And there were so many times when I was really, really sick. I would go to bed like crying because I didn't want to wake up because of how much pain I was in. And I don't know if anyone here can resonate with that. Wow, this whole episode, I'm supposed to get in my period any day now, so stay with me. And I think about how sick I was and how much pain I was. And now I don't go to bed that way anymore. And it's just really, sometimes it's hard to remember when you were in such pain and such misery and such all these things. And now I'm over here like, oh my God, my life is over because I have some wrinkles now. Like I used to go to bed hoping I did not wake up. Let that sit with you for a moment. I used to go to bed and hope I didn't wake up because I would wake up in so much pain. And now it's like sometimes like I think practicing gratitude and me and Ali send voice memos to each other, practicing gratitude. And like sometimes I have to remind myself like there are so many other beautiful things about people besides how they look. I've met many a good-looking people, and there's nothing there. It's they're vapid or they just don't have any hobbies or thing like the guy I was referring to earlier, like very good looking, obviously was almost willing to maybe cheat on his wife. Like maybe, I don't know. But I just think like there's so much more. Like looks are going to change. Looks are going to change. And it's like I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't do anything. I had I was just in pain. I'm so thankful. Right now, okay, I'm going to name 5 things I'm really fucking thankful for. 5 things. I urge you to do the same. Pause it or listen off with me. Here we go. Number 1. I'm really fucking thankful I wake up and I'm not in excruciating pain anymore. That's something really to be thankful for. Um, Number 2, access to healthcare. I went and got my yearly exam today. It only took about 45 minutes total with driving. Number 3, I bought groceries today and I was not worried about how I'd be able to afford them on my own. That's having being married and not worrying about that before. That's pretty fucking huge. That's 3. Um, Number 4, thriving businesses. Thriving businesses. These are just simple things. Number 5, it was so sunny today. So sunny today. Very sunny. It felt great in the body. I felt alive. And it's so easy to get so caught up. And I bring up America's Next Top Model because watching the documentary, Tyra is saying how she's fighting against the industry and wants she wants to fight against the things that she was put through. Beauty standards, which I can never relate to, being a Black woman in a white woman's world of modeling. I can never relate to that. I can't imagine what that was like. The plus sizing, this and that. And she says, like, I wanted to do something that fought against that. But she fell into the same tropes of it where talking about like telling girls they're too big or this or that, making them change their appearance, all of that. She fell into it, into the trap of it. And I think we all do too. I know as a health coach, there are many a times where I feel like I'm falling back into my body dysmorphic ways, where I am falling back into like, I feel better if I'm skinnier. I feel better if I look like I'm 20 forever. I need to get this, I need to get that. And it's just like it can be hard to fight against that. And I'm like, I'm human. I'm literally fucking human. I can't I have to remember and be so grateful for my health. So grateful for I get to do the things that I love to do. So grateful for those things. And I feel for Tyra where she tried. That was the original mission, but it got overtaken. It got overtaken. There were many things from that documentary. Scary, scary things. Many a things. But I think it's hard because we see people with lots and lots and lots of money, celebrities, and they're always getting work done, always look younger, and then we feel bad about ourselves. I'm not saying boo, or I'm not saying poo-poo anyone who gets work done. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Personally, I'm like, I can figure out there's there's connected ways, fascia, and like all kinds of stuff that will help that are non-toxic. That's where my brain goes, like non-toxic, but I'm also at this place with my health, and I was talking about this with my good friend where it's like, sometimes some things gotta take the back burner or like the main focus. And like my main focus for a while was like rehab my knees. And right now my main focus is not my body. And I think that's okay. It's not like I've stopped doing everything I'm doing. I'm working out. I am red lighting. I am doing a morning routine. I'm eating whole foods. I'm eating nutrient dense. I'm doing all the things. I'm just not focused on the other aspects of my health right now. And I think that's okay. Later, it can be that the focus, but right now it's not. And that's okay. I'm telling myself it's okay. She actually did recommend to put a little time in a calendar and be like, okay, I'll ask myself, do I need X at this date? And then I can revisit it from there. But I think we're so pressured as women to look a certain way, act a certain way, be a certain way. And I think I'm just like so tired of it. Because it just feels so male gaze centered. It feels so male gaze centered. I just want to live. I just want to live. I just want to live. Real talk. When I actually, no, I'm not going to talk about that. This is okay. Fake real talk. Fake real talk. Um, where was I going with that? I'm sorry. My brain is now totally fried because it's almost 9 o'clock. I just think we have to give ourselves more grace when it comes to being a woman and aging and this and that and trying to uphold every standard and just focus on like what's really going to make you happy. Because living my life for the male gaze does not make me happy. I want to do what I want. I want to wear what I want. I want to say what I want. Like when I was dating eBay man, I think I was such a muted version of myself because he like pedestalized me for my appearance. And in my mind, I was like, okay, if I stop looking this way, like what happens? Like that's truly what it felt like. And then also it was like I felt like I couldn't say certain things, and not that he ever said that, but it just felt like that was implied. And I don't think I don't ever want to end up in a situation like that ever again. I just want to be me and be who I want to be and not have to keep thinking, does this look good for men to look at? Like that's not what I want to be or who I want to be or how I want to act. Obviously, this episode is quite literally all over the place. I'm I think we'll post it. I think we'll post it. But I was just feeling really inspired to talk about these things that had been on my mind. Actually, too, speaking of that, let's talk about Love is Blind really quick. This will be your This Week in Pop little extra here. I just finished the latest episodes of Love is Blind. When this comes out, there will be a new batch of episodes that I have not watched yet. Probably not. This comes out on a Wednesday. I just want to say Alex is 100% liar. Allegedly. I don't know if I should say allegedly or not. I think he's a liar. He said a whole lot of nothing. It's kind of crazy. Even like there's another guy, he like wants kids, but like they want kids, but they have like nothing prepared for said kids. Weird, isn't it? The Chris and Jessica issue was wild, quite literally wild and insane. And I feel so bad for Jessica that she went through that because she was such, I said from the beginning, I'm like, she might be too nice for this, like too much of an angel, because he was quite literally the guy, if you're not kept up to date, but saw some of the stuff that said like, I date someone that like does fucking CrossFit or does Pilates every day. Like, sorry, she's a doctor and busy. Also, she's healthy. What are you freaking out about? She's healthy, sir. She's healthy. But this season of Love is Blind, so many men were not ready to be married, and I think we should all sign a petition that if they have a healthy couple, they need to show it, because Vic and Christine were such a healthy couple, and Love is Blind had an amazing opportunity to show a healthy couple, even just show them more. They got, sound like Ali. They got like 5 minutes of screen time. Okay, I don't know the exact amount. I think Vic got like 12 of screen time because they were boring, apparently to them. But I think we need to start showing more healthy couples. I would have loved that. There'd be more viewers. We were complaining about that. The toxic couples will always be there. The toxic couples will always be there, quite literally. Those are my concluding thoughts. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I would love to know if you have a Kindle or a Kobo, what do you recommend? My sister recommended me the Kobo. Haven't gotten either. I've had a Kindle. I think I might get a Kobo. I really am getting back into reading. I need to go to a library because I just refuse to like buy books when I can use my local library system. But I think I might get a Kobo. So let me know in the comments, Kobo or Kindle, if you have either or. Let me know which one you have. But thank you guys so much for listening or watching to this kind of hot, kind of this kind of hot, kind of healthy episode. It was all over the place. It was just like a blooper of episodes. That's quite literally what this episode is. I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. I hope you better give this 5-star reviews, because this was just one of those episodes where I had a plan, I had no plans. I just wanted to talk. Maybe I just need my own podcast so I can do episodes like this and not and not bring our viewership down. I don't know. Give us a 5-star review, and we do have a new guest episode that we'll be releasing in March. We're super excited for. But make sure to send this to your girlfriend who just needs to hear some ranting about men, about aging, about quite literally anything. In the show notes, there is a little link. Drop a question for a new episode for us to talk about, new things, anything, quite literally anything you want us to talk about. And that's it for now, guys. Bye.